You know, last week we talked about measuring everything in your self-storage business, and we measure a lot, and we know where our new customers come from. Now, let's take that information of where our new customers come from and use that for some online marketing. Hi, my name's Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Self-Storage Quick Start Academy. And what I do is I support small investors who want to get in the self-storage business, or small investors who want to grow their self-storage business, strategically do so in a way that creates true wealth and a fulfilling career. And in your self-storage business, whether you're getting in or even if you've been in 10 years, my hope is that you start measuring everything. And we measure very specifically where our new customers come from, how they heard about us, how they found out about us. And what's interesting is each facility is a little bit different, but they're all basically the same. Yes, the percentages may be different, but almost in every case, drive-by still is the #1 source of our new leases. So what does that tell us? That tells us that location is still very, very critical and has never been more critical in the self-storage business. And what's interesting is, what I find is the best way to track this data is not month by month, although we enter it month by month, but if you start looking at quarters, what you'll begin to see are trends that happen. And what we've noticed is our #1 source usually is drive-by, and our #2 is usually internet. Sometimes it's referrals. Referrals is usually #3, sometimes it's #2. But it's internet. And what's interesting is quarter by quarter, year by year, in almost every case, it's the internet that's growing up steadily. So what does that tell us? Well, what that tells us is that's where to put our marketing dollars. For the drive-by, you look at that when you're putting the facility into service, and you look at that when you're putting your signs up. But for the internet, that's where the marketing dollars should be going today. Why? Because that's the area that's growing and growing and growing. Let's take a look at just one of our facilities. This is a 54,000 square foot expansion we did, now stabilized. Let's take a look at it. So in 2016, I put all the quarters together, but what you'll see is we had 379 move-ins, drive-by almost 32%, internet 21%, unknown, we know what unknown is. What I did was I categorized 3 or 4 different aggregators like Sparefoot and a few others we use, put it all together, and then previous tenants and referrals. Now if you look at the first quarter of 2017, drive-by's higher, internet's about the same, but look at second quarter 2017. Drive-by's about the same, but internet's grown 6%. And if you'd looked at this 2 or 3 years ago, internet would have been 10, 12, 15%. It just keeps growing. Now referrals tell us that and past customers tell us that our managers are doing a great job. But internet is the source of new leads that continues to grow quarter by quarter, year by year. That's where we need to put our marketing dollars. Now look, I know if you're sitting at 95% occupancy, it's like, why do I need to do any marketing? The reality is you probably don't. There are some things you should be doing online we'll talk about, but you don't need to be spending a lot of money on online marketing. But yet you should be spending some. And you should be knowing what to do, because here's my prediction is that you're not going to be on 95% forever. We already have some markets, so much new square footage has come in that our rates, we're not losing 20-30%, but we're losing 5, 6, 7% of our occupancy, and it's going down and continues to go down because of some aggressive lease up in our sub-market. We're just not getting as many new customers as we did before these new REITs came online in these sub-markets. These are great places to begin to use internet marketing. And the thing is, you can't hide from it anymore. The days of buying Yellow Pages and just doing, creating an ad and doing it once and putting it in the Yellow Pages and it's done, those days are over. As self-storage operators and business owners, we have got to know how to effectively market online to lease up our facilities if we're doing expansions or new construction. As a business owner, it's your responsibility. So what do most of us do? Well, most of us go to the conferences and we'll start taking classes on it. And what we find out is, nothing frustrates me more than going to a class at a convention on online marketing or social marketing, and it frustrates me for 3 reasons. First of all, it frustrates me because this is something I really don't want to learn. Everybody tells me I need to learn it, like I just did with you, but it's something I don't want to learn. Secondly, I don't understand half of what they're saying to me. I don't see how being on Facebook is going to help me get more rentals. And I'm not interested in likes and how many friends I have. I'm interested in how many new leases can I get. And third, I end up having to most of the time just deal with another vendor that I don't want to be dealing with. So I sit in those classes not understanding what's being said, knowing that I've got to hire them or somebody like them to do something I don't understand that's being done. But like most good self-storage owners, I've done that. I will do that. I will hire people. And what I've noticed is, yes, I may go up, my facility may go up in the Google rankings, but I don't really notice many new leases coming in. So I'll hire them for an ad campaign. I don't notice many new leases coming in. I don't want to put any vendor down, especially if you're a member of the SSA or the ISS. My intention here is not to slam industry experts on online marketing. I'm just here to tell you I'm very frustrated because I will hire these companies and I'm told that my clicks are going up, my website previews are increasing, my rankings increasing, and that's all great and good, but I'm not in the click business. I'm not in the ranking business. I'm in the storage business, and what makes a difference to me is new leases. Now, I'm getting new leases, but I can't track it. I find a heck of a time trying to track what's coming online. So after a couple of years of frustration in this, what I did was I went out and began to study online marketing myself. I began to study online marketing, particularly in other industries, what other industries are doing, and some of my other businesses begin to employ the tactics that online marketers use because most of the sales that happen in that business happen online. And I began to be able to see what good online marketing is. I have never had one of these vendors sit down and ask me, okay, what would be a win for you? What are you trying to achieve by this? They're always telling me what I need to be achieving by this. And it's never something that I'm that interested in. I've never had a vendor come up and say, we want to get 5 new leases in 4 weeks for you. Would that be a win? I've never had anyone say anything to me like that. However, for me, that's a win. If I run an ad campaign, I want to be able to measure its effectiveness within a certain time period, and the effectiveness for me is new leases. So I just got tired of spending money after money, bill after bill on online experts. And I think I may have hired our last ones. I've hired some experts now. We got a couple facilities that are in lease up. We are using industry experts, but I'm also running my own campaigns right next to them so we can measure, again, measure everything, so we can measure the effectiveness of each one. Now, what I want to do is take this next series of articles and start talking to you as a self-storage owner about online marketing and begin to show you what's really involved in online marketing. Now, my goal is not to make you an expert on self-storage online marketing. Why? Because I'm not an expert at it yet. I don't think anyone's an expert at it. And the reason is this landscape changes so fast. What's working today is not the same thing that will work 4 weeks, 6 weeks from now. A year is like hundreds of years in internet time. It's almost like a dog life compared to a human life. A year ago on internet marketing, it was a whole nother world. So things move